If you're a dog owner here in Kenosha, you already know how great this city is for getting out with your best friend. But making sure those experiences are good ones, well, that takes some work. So today, we're going to walk through how to find the perfect trainer for you and your dog. You know that image, right? A beautiful, relaxing stroll with your dog along the lakefront. No pulling, no barking, just calm. That picture-perfect moment doesn't just happen on its own. It all starts with good training. All right, so how do we get there? First, let's talk about what training really means for living your life, right here in Kenosha. See, teaching sit in your living room is one thing, but what we're really preparing our dogs for are the things they'll actually face. We're talking about walking calmly past the streetcar or handling the buzz of a PAX lakefront festival. It's about polite greetings with other dogs on the trails at Petrifying Springs. It's about navigating those downtown sidewalks and, being able to sit peacefully while you grab a bite outside on 6th Avenue. That's the real stuff. Okay, so now that we're thinking about those real-life situations, the very first step isn't to start Googling trainers. It's actually to take a good look at your own dog and figure out what you really need. So before you do anything else, just ask yourself, what am I trying to achieve here? Are you just starting out with a new puppy and want to build a great foundation? Or is there a specific, tricky issue with your dog that you need some real help with? And this is a really big fork in the road. On one side, you've got basic obedience. This is all about the fundamentals. Sit, stay, come, all the skills you need to build a polite companion for everyday life. But on the other side, there's behavior modification. This is much deeper. It's for tackling specific problems like fear or reactivity or separation anxiety. The goal here isn't just about a command, it's about changing how your dog feels about something that triggers them. So once you've figured out if you're on the obedience path or the behavior modification path, then you can start looking for the right professional to help you out. Now, here's something you really need to know. The dog training industry isn't regulated. That means pretty much anyone can hang up a sign and call themselves a dog trainer. That's why professional certification is such a big deal. It's proof that a trainer has actually passed tests on humane, effective methods, and that they understand the science behind how dogs learn and behave. So when you're checking out a trainer's website, keep an eye out for these letters after their name. A CPDTK is a really solid certification for general training. KPA-CTP tells you they've gone through the well-respected Karen Pryor Academy. And if you're dealing with those tougher issues, like serious anxiety or aggression, you'll want to find a specialist with a credential like an IABC-CDBC or a CBCC-KA. Most of these certified pros are going to be using what's called positive reinforcement. Honestly, it's the gold standard in training today. It's all about rewarding your dog for making good choices. What this does is build their confidence, and it makes them want to work with you, which just makes your relationship so much stronger. Okay, so you found a few potential trainers with some good-looking credentials. Now what? Well, it's time to prepare for a little chat. Think of this as your interview checklist. You'll definitely want to ask what methods they use. Ask about their credentials and if they keep up with their education. Things change. A really great question to ask is, how are you going to help me apply this training to the real-life situations we face here in Kenosha? And of course, before you sign anything, get the details on how they track progress and what the total costs and cancellation policies look like. And that last question on the list about the cost, that's a big one. So let's break down what you can probably expect to pay around here. Just as a starting point, a single one-on-one private lesson in the Kenosha area is typically going to run you somewhere between $100 and $170. This can be a great option if you just have one or two specific things you want to work on. Now, if you're looking for a package or something a bit more intensive, here's a rough idea of 2025 costs. Group classes, like for puppies or basic obedience, are usually in the $150 to $280 range for a course that lasts several weeks. Then you have things like day training, where your dog works with a trainer during the day, which can run anywhere from $450 to $950 a week. And for the full immersion of a board and train program, well, you're looking at a few $1,000s there. All right, let's pull all of this together and give you a little Kenosha-specific toolkit to get you and your dog started on the right foot. First up, and this is an easy one but so important, know the local rules. Kenosha has a leash law. That means your dog has to be on a leash in all public places, sidewalks, parks, you name it, unless you are physically inside the fence of an official dog park. And when it's time to practice those new skills, Kenosha's got some perfect spots. The Carlisle and Harris family dog parks are fantastic for working on recall and playing safely off-leash. For on-leash skills, you can't beat the lakefront promenade for practicing that loose-leash walking. And honestly, your own neighborhood sidewalk is the best classroom for dealing with all those real-world distractions.
At the end of the day, putting in this work pays off in ways you can't even imagine. Having a dog you can trust just makes everything better. It makes your home more peaceful, having friends over less stressful, and it opens up a whole new world of things you can do together, exploring all the amazing spots Kenosha has to offer.